Boxes Plus. 30% korting op alle buitenbijtsen en lakken.
Wat geeft jouw leven betekenis? Elkaar op weg helpen of elkaar vinden? Het is oké om niet alle antwoorden te weten. Al zoekend vinden we richting en samen de zin van morgen. Maak morgen mee. KRO en CRV.
What's up, Fairies Army? Today we are watching the video of a guy who found the most broken farm on Donna SMP. Apparently making 2.5 billion a day, which would be absolutely crazy. So I want to see this, and let's watch the video.
Can't even mine the shulker.
But I can't do anything.
Yo.
No!
His game crashed
No way.
because of
My
the
game
farm.
crashed. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
You just saw the Simple Kelp V1. This machine is the new current meta kelp farm. It is the fastest kelp farm there is at the moment, which makes the most amount of money. And what you just saw was from the video from yesterday, which I posted, which you definitely should have a look at because it was really good. And in this video I built the machine on Donut SMP, and Donut SMP actually crashed. It deleted chunks and it kicked
There is
everyone
no
into
way.
the-
No. Pause for a second. Donut SMP did not crash because of your farm, bro. You're not that guy. At most, which is most likely not possible, but at most, his like area crashed, like the server he was in, but not the whole server. No way.
Near the farm. So how exactly do we make a profit with this insane kelp farm, and how does it work? Well, those are questions which I'm going to be answering in this video. So as you can see, I have ordered bone blocks for $501 each, which is roughly $55 every single bone meal. I mean, now just take a look at how much kelp is going for. It's $65 each. That means that you make $10 profit every time you convert bone meal.
But
into
also you need to smelt the kelp into blocks and then make even more profit.
kelp.
I don't know
And
why
the
he's
best
only
part
looking
about
at kelp
this farm
price.
is that this process happens 2.5 times
Also,
meal. I mean, now just take a look at this video. So as you can see, I have ordered bone blocks for $501 each, which is roughly $55 every single bone meal. I mean, now just take a look at how much kelp is going for. It's $65 each. That means that you make $10 profit every time you convert bone meal.
But
into
also you need to smelt the kelp into blocks and then make even more profit.
kelp.
I don't know
And
why
the
he's
best
only
part
looking
about
at kelp
this farm
price.
is that this process happens 2.5 times every second for every one of those dispensers. I mean, you can see them here. There's always 2 dispensers on each row for this kelp, meaning that it grows by 4 ticks every second. This is 2. This
Is your dad Ronaldo?
1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4. So it's 6 blocks in total. Grew by 4. Then it gets broken and gets transported into this transportation system. And this happens every single tick. So basically how this works is, you can have a look at here. There is a tiny delay, a 1 tick delay for the piston. And you can't even see it. Like if I just use this, you wouldn't even see it. But the thing is, you can actually use this very fast with this kind of clock. So basically, when you activate it, you see how quick it is. So in comparison, when you ask yourself, how is this thing faster than the IKEA of Mishkat, you can see that IKEA by Mishkat...
By the way, the farm he's talking about, like the IKEA Mishkat, is just one of the like most famous like farms that were used on the server, like the most famous like kelp farm, and that's why he's comparing it to that. If you guys don't know like what it is,
uses this type of clock, which isn't slow, I mean, but it isn't fast, I guess, right? And basically you need to keep in mind it's half the speed of this, because on 1 tick the dispensers get activated, and on the next tick basically the pistons destroyed, because nothing can spawn as long as the piston is activated, you see? When the piston is activated, the kelp can't grow. So it's basically half the speed of this, which is around, this is around 1 per second, and half of it is around 0.5 times a second. However, if you look at this as in comparison, this goes off 5 times every second.
we know.
Meaning that it's in
Yo, I
total
don't even know who
2.5
Mishkat
kelp
is.
being produced every
What do you mean
second
we know?
for each dispenser. I mean, isn't that crazy?
So
And
many
that
people
allows
probably
this
don't
machine
know
to
who
actually be
IKEA
5
and
times
Mishkat are.
smaller than the IKEA by Mishkat, and still do the same type of output. Another big factor is why it is even smaller than IKEA by Mishkat.
Also, hold up
because
a
there's-
second. Why is the IKEA farm called IKEA if it's from Mishkat? Why is it not just Mishkat or Cat V1? I just realized he's been saying IKEA from Mishkat. What the hell?
2 dispensers on each side, and just the waterways.
That makes no sense.
That means that this construction is in total 20 times more compact than IKEA by Mishkat, which is crazy. And that was actually also the reason why the server crashed on Donut SMP in my last video.
Not crash,
because
no way.
it was actually just way too fast for the server in such a small, tiny fraction. So it just started deleting all of the chunks in which so much kelp was produced. But let's now talk about numbers. So in this kelp farm,
okay,
you will find
this is the important part. How much money does it make?
Under here, which produce 2.5 to run this farm. So if you're playing on Pocket Edition or mobile, I don't know if your phone can handle this. I mean, and this entire method, it would make you around $1 billion in profit per day. And now,
$1 billion profit a day? Wait, that's more than, damn, wait, $1 billion profit a day?
Important part
so that
of
means
this farm, which I actually didn't believe I had to include until yesterday.
In 1,000 days, you would be Belltop #1. Dang, bro.
Your PC specs to be able to run this farm. So if you're playing on Pocket Edition or mobile, I don't know if your phone can handle this. I mean, if your phone is from NASA, it might be able to handle this. However, if you have a regular PC, you would need some special specs. So if you run the game without optimizers, a RTX 3060 would be the minimum. Also, you would have to at least dedicate 16 GB of RAM to your game for it to not crash. And in general, you should have a very good PC to run this. However, you can use optimizers like Lithium, Sodium and Optifine, and you should use all of them combined in order to run this farm. Then you could also maybe get away with a slightly worse PC without your game crashing and without
dang, bro.
Because as you can see, this is very fast. And especially when there is still like bone blocks flowing in there and bone meal flowing in here, and the entire farm is just getting quite laggy very quickly. And what there is right now. And actually, I
have no idea. I've never seen any other kelp farms. I've never crazy.
The King's Ritual.
Sweetberry farms are the new meta on Donut SMP, but how do you actually build one of them? Well, in this video I will not only show you how to build one, but produce, because it produces 20, basically the sweet. And as you can see already, it creates a massive amount of sweetberries. It makes a couple of stacks of sweetberries every single second, as you can see right here. And if we actually go into spectator mode, you can see how this works. And it is basically the foxes harvest the sweetberries insanely fast. Nearly all of them are harvesting at the same time. And this creates a huge amount of sweetberries. So let's get right into the tutorial of how to build this insane farm. So there is a couple of items required for this farm. If you want, you can just pause the video and get all of those items to start building the farm. Okay, so first you need to place a white concrete like this with a redstone repeater on top to the maximum tick length. And then you place a redstone dust like this, click it once. And place another redstone repeater on top of here, like this. Then you take a temporary block and place it like this, and place 2 droppers on top. And on the very top you put a dispenser. You can remove the temporary block, and you put a powered rail like this. After that you're going to place a This is actually so that you can breed them later on, after you placed all of them in, because on Donut SMP, if you actually breed them, you can increase the efficiency and the speed of the farm. So, oh, okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna do this.
We can jump up, we can get down low, mix it all up, we can go, 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 whatever you want, there's nothing we can't do, 'cause we can go up, and that's what we're gonna do. We can jump up, up, up.
This is how you can easily find dogs in Minecraft. Well, according to this post, if you see wool and meat on the ground, you could slowly track down nearby wolves. This is really funny because this is actually how hunters used to track down animals in real life, so having
Here's how to tame a fox in Minecraft.
like this. And then as you can see, you can just breed them like that through the gates without actually going through the gates. And I would suggest you that you put at least like 4 or 5 into each of the capsules, because only then the farm starts working really fast. And yeah, then you can just fill up the farm with some bone meal. And as you can see, the bone meal just flows through, that's perfect. And if I turn on the farm, it should produce some sweet berries now. Like obviously the farm isn't fully filled up yet, so it won't produce actually a huge amount of sweet berries. However, yeah, as you can see, the farm works perfectly. It shoots out the sweet berries into here. As I said, like, the farm isn't filled up, that's why it's kind of slow right now, because I didn't fill up all of the dispensers, because actually both sides of the dispenser needs to be fully filled up for the farm to work. And as you can see, it still works really well. It produces a lot of sweet berries. And if you just want to make the farm quicker, you can easily just expand it by putting in longer modules, so like 2 modules, 3 modules. It's easily stackable. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you liked the tutorial, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this and leave a like on the video. You can also comment what tutorial I should do next, and if